There being 101 votes in the negative, the amendment fails. Are there any additional amendments to the bill to its title? Hearing none, the bill is ordered. Are you standing up for something?
Yeah, I wanted to, thank you, Madam Speaker. I wanted to offer some third reader remarks. If somebody else has an amendment, I will be more than happy to yield the floor.
You here to explain your vote or what you're planning to do? What is it that you want to do?
Well, Madam Speaker, the
Explain
bill
your
is...
vote?
No, Madam Speaker, the bill is on third reader. I'd like to offer some third reader remarks.
Okay.
Well, I mean, this is the appropriate time to do that.
Huh?
So, thank you, Madam.
All right, make your amendments.
I'm not offering an amendment. I'm offering third reader remarks on the bill.
Make your remarks on the
bill, Madam Speaker. Friends, I tell you, I'm going to bring it back to like the reality that we're currently living in, because I'm getting text messages from people watching online and all kinds of jazz. And this session, well, last week we passed, in order to pass a budget, we had to pass the largest tax increase in Maryland history. But we did nothing to correct the long-term structural deficit. Marylanders are struggling with energy bills, and we're 5 days away from the end of session. We've done nothing to address that. On the public safety front, we've offered at least 2 controversial bills that the majority party's own members have walked off. In my opinion, it makes society a good bit less safe. So the average Marylander is like wondering, what the heck are you guys doing in Annapolis? And then now we have a reparation bill on the floor. When political parties are out of ideas, they resort to distractions. They resort to demonizing. And this is the bill that we have here. I want to refer to the bill because I heard on this previous debate that it's referred to as a study. It's more than a study, it's a commission. It's a commission with the treasurer and the comptroller. The deck is stacked on this. There's no minority party representation. I want you to look at page 5 of the bill. It talks about creating a fund. Page 4 of the bill talks about the appropriate benefits for reparation, including official statement of apology, monetary compensation, property tax rebates, social service assistance, licensing and permitting, fee waivers, reimbursement, down payment assistance for purchase of residential property, business incentives, child care, debt forgiveness, higher ed tuition payment waivers, and reimbursement. Let's call this bill out what it is. It's a commission to set up a reparation tax. How it would be implemented, who knows? But I think it's disgraceful that we're going to set up a reparation tax that might tax one race and give to another race. It is the year 2025. Are you kidding me? All in the name of equity. Equity is a Marxist term. Splits people up and divides them. You're either in the oppressor class or you're the oppressed class. In America, you don't get equity. You get equality, meaning equal rules for everyone. We keep hearing our Democratic colleagues in this chamber, the last couple of days have been treated to, well, there's members in this chamber that have benefited from slavery. We did hear that. I just would like to know who and how. Who and how? Name names, don't talk in generality, because saying that another member here benefited from slavery is very offensive. I keep hearing about generational wealth. Well, that's true. Some people have inherited money, but millions of people in this state are like me. My parents didn't inherit anything. Thank God my parents are still alive. I haven't inherited anything. And I want to hear the moral arguments about making somebody, this list of grievances that we spelled out, all happened before I was born, before millions of Marylanders were born and had anything to do with slavery or discrimination. But we're going to hold them accountable? What are we doing here? The last couple days, we've been treated to an analogy of an imaginary race. Starts off with, oh, some people started ahead of other people. Really? It's a perverse way to looking at society. It first tells you, well, there's only one winner and one loser. That's not how society works. No two people in this chamber can define success the same way. And first of all, no two people have the same finish line. The truth is we're in a mutual benefit of society, and most of the time, while sometimes we may be in competition with each other, the majority of the time we're running the race of life together, and hopefully in the same direction. Stop dividing people. This bill can be summed up really best by a quote from famed economist Thomas Sowell. Racism in America is not dead, but it's not dead, but is on life support. Kept alive by politicians and race hustlers and people who get a sense of superiority by denouncing others as racist. It's time to stop this nonsense. America is the guiding light of the world. We represent joy and optimism, where people in this country have the guaranteed freedom, no matter who your mom is, no matter how your daddy is, what your gender is, your race affiliation, your religious affiliation. You have the guaranteed opportunity in this country to do whatever you want. You have the freedom to go as far as you can, as far as your God-given talent and worth ethic will take you. America is the least racist, most diverse country on the planet, and it would be really helpful that we would all come together at some point and elected officials that represent it, well, maybe they can appreciate it. Thank you, Madam.
Madam
The
Speaker.
clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
To explain my vote.
Explain your vote.
Many here know me as Jamila J. Woods. I was born Justina Dorothea Stewart, fifth generation great-granddaughter of Lena Ross, whose family was brought here from Ghana and enslaved. Lena was the older sister of Arminta Minty Ross, whom you know as Harriet Tubman, my fifth generation great aunt. I stand today as a descendant of formerly enslaved people. My descendants and the descendants of many in this room were traumatized, separated, and the intended prey of enslavement, racial discrimination, sexual violations, lynchings, and more. My family continues to be impacted today from the egregious actions of the past. The historical injustices that benefited some continue, as some in this very room still enjoy, perhaps unintentionally, unearned, ongoing generational wealth and white privilege without acknowledgement or thoughts for concrete intentions toward restitution to those harmed. This proposed reparations commission is a bold and necessary step to determine the most appropriate redress from the unending harm of enslavement, Jim Crow, and explicit racial policies that led to the current racial wealth gap, unequal educational opportunities, disparities in housing, healthcare, and attempts to erase our history, while at the same time allowing current descendants of slaveholders and some immigrants to unceasingly and unfairly benefit from the spoils. Historically, our government provided reparations to slave owners who lost income stolen from those determined to be their property, those enslaved people freed when slavery was abolished and when emancipation decreed. Enslaved people weren't compensated for their unethical forced labor, even after being promised 40 acres and a mule, a minuscule relief
Time is up, please.
to aid in achieving economic independence after the Civil War, but never provided. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
Madam
Yes,
Speaker.
yes.